WWE is made up of some of the best wrestlers. Thanks to the recent releases, there have been a lot of stars that have been let go, but Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are already missing them. This is Wrestling Up, and we're looking at wrestlers Triple H and Stephanie want to sign back to WWE. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official, and also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Malachi Black is now a big part of AEW, making a splash on Twitch. Black said when he was leaving WWE, he thought twice about it because Triple H wanted him back on NXT. Triple H didn't even have enough time to negotiate with him and bring him back to the company thanks to a clerical error. Usually, stars released from the company would not be able to compete outside WWE for 90 days. Previously, Triple H had used this period to negotiate with Samoa Joe and sign him back to the company after he had been suddenly released. Black was able to wrestle in AEW in only 30 days thanks to the error in keeping track of his contract. Soon after he was released, Dave Meltzer and PW Insider said there were top authorities who wanted Black back. Some felt Black was a victim of stop-start pushes and broken promises. This was expected to be Triple H, who, when Black had been on NXT, had used the star in the best way possible. Jon Moxley is one of the top stars in the world when it comes to the work that he has done in WWE, and even since leaving the company in AEW. In fact, it was his arrival to AEW months after leaving WWE earlier that year in 2019 at Double or Nothing that cemented the fact that AEW had arrived on the scene and that they meant business. During his time in WWE, Moxley was tired of the happenings backstage in the company, and now WWE was booking him and other wrestlers. He wanted none of that in the company and didn't want to deal with Vince McMahon electing to not renew his contract. Moxley was also very clear when he left WWE what he thought of Triple H and what he thought of Vince McMahon. On Talk is Jericho, Moxley mentioned how he felt that Vince McMahon was the issue with everything wrong in WWE, and that Triple H would be leading positive change in the company when the time came for Vince to step down. Triple H and Moxley share quite a close relationship. Even after Moxley left the company, Triple H has kept track of the superstar continuously. Renee Pacquette revealed that even when Moxley had left, when he was hurt in Japan, Triple H kept checking in with her about Moxley's health. That was something both Moxley and she took kindly. Even when John left, there were times that Hunter pulled me aside because John was injured when he came back from New Japan. Hunter kept checking in to make sure that John was okay. If he needed anything, WWE would have been able to help him in any kind of capacity. Daniel Bryan might be one of the top stars to have ever come to the company and be underestimated by them. Thanks to his size when he first arrived on the scene, WWE didn't really see him being a main event star. Slowly but surely, Bryan started to prove them all wrong. He was not going to let his size stop him, and he let the crowd's love for him push him to another level. WWE pushed him to a limit, but stopped at an imaginary ceiling that stopped stars that looked like Daniel Bryan from getting pushed as they should. Bryan's exclusion from the world title picture at WrestleMania, however, was something that fans were simply no longer willing to accept, and they made their opinions known, taking over every show, booing everything and chanting yes for Daniel Bryan at all times. Finally, WWE had to acknowledge they were in the wrong, and changed their Mania plans, putting Bryan in the Mania World Championship match and crowning him as their World Heavyweight Champion. Even after he suffered an injury that kept him out of the ring for the better part of 2 years, they cleared him so that he could return once again and pushed him to another level. However, Bryan recently let his WWE contract expire and went to AEW, while still remaining on good terms with Vince McMahon and other authority figures. He wanted to wrestle in New Japan, and this allows him to do that. It's safe to say that given the popularity of Bryan, Triple H and Stephanie both want him back in the company, given not only the wrestling that he brings, but also the brand value. The Rock is one of the most well-paid actors and does not need to step back in a WWE ring. Be it a feud against his cousin Roman Reigns or even a feud against Triple H, they want the superstar back. It's clear Stephanie and Triple H want him back because the moment he returns, he will bring back fans that have lapsed since the Attitude Era to see what he will do. We're always talking to Rock and hoping he's going to come back. Sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't, but we're always talking. Renee Pacquette is one of the top commentators and backstage interviewers to have ever worked for WWE. The fact that she was in a relationship with Jon Moxley and married to the superstar didn't hurt either. However, when her husband left, it was only a matter of time before she did as well. Pacquette did not renew her contract and left WWE last year, as she felt she had more opportunities outside the company. Since leaving, she has started her own podcast and has had a child. Stephanie and Triple H, both of whom loved her, want her back. Even when she left, Triple H made it clear it was not goodbye. I will never be able to say enough good things about how great working with Renee has been. She is an amazing talent and will succeed in whatever is next for her. We will certainly miss you, but as you know, it's never a goodbye. It's see you down the road. AJ Lee made a big move in her career, joining Women of Wrestling as an executive and commentator. She's seen as one of the early revolutionaries of the women's division in WWE. Given the issues Stephanie McMahon had with Lee, it was not expected that she would ever be someone welcomed back, but Stephanie said this to Metro: "I would love to see AJ Lee back in the women's division. I think AJ was an incredibly compelling character. Some of our most interesting and intriguing storylines were with AJ, and I think she deserves as much credit as every other woman on her roster. Every single person is a huge reason for why this happened. You know, I'm a big fan of AJ Lee's. I really am." Kenny Omega was a part of WWE but did not enjoy his time training thanks to Bill DeMott. Still, Triple H is someone who has wanted him back. As far as Omega goes, I'm interested in talent, period. And if someone is talented as a performer and they want to come work for WWE, if they want to work for the best in the world, if they want to come to the largest platform where they can truly show what they do on a global basis, then WWE is the choice for them. So to me, anytime anyone questions me on a talent and if I'm interested in them, the fact that you are questioning me on it means that person is pretty talented. So yes, I'm interested. Even before Omega signed with AEW, Triple H was interested in signing the star. If there's been one AEW star that has been open about his good relationship with Triple H, it's Adam Cole. He said this about Triple H and Shawn Michaels: "The nice thing about my relationship with him and my relationship with Michaels, they are so positive, like to this day positive. I had formed a bond with Hunter and with Shawn that I would like to thank, and they made it very apparent to me as well as that it's a relationship that we're always going to keep because I love working with those guys." He said Triple H knew what his goals were on NXT and what he wanted to do in the company, but he also knew how big Twitch was for him, so he didn't stop him when he left the company. Under Triple H's mentorship, Cole achieved everything, holding the titles for a long time and winning every other belt, as well as having one of the best factions on NXT. CM Punk did not leave WWE on the best terms. Earlier, Punk had been vocal that he was not interested in an in-ring return, but Stephanie told Metro that were it to happen in WWE, it would be something she wanted. Punk would join AEW where he seems to be enjoying himself. Triple H also reached out before he signed, but all discussions fell through. Tessa Blanchard once worked in WWE but was let go. Since then, she would go on to hold the Impact World title. Despite accusations of past racism, she continued to reign with the belt, but would eventually be released from Impact because she had issues leaving Mexico once the pandemic hit. The relationship with Impact fell apart and she didn't even agree to send recorded promos to the company. She was fired and stripped of the belt. Reports emerged from Ringside News that Triple H was negotiating with Blanchard. Tessa is still in Mexico, but she's talking to WWE. We've been told that she has open communications with Triple H. Nobody is chewing Vince's ear off. Nobody's speaking up to Vince right now. This is not the current time to do such a thing in WWE. On NXT, the Revival week after week made an impact through their sheer presence. On the main roster, they did not enjoy the same success and eventually, frustrated with the idiotic ideas from Vince McMahon, would head to AEW. Before they left, Triple H sent them an offer to work on NXT. We talked to Hunter at length. There were offers on the table that were very tempting because we loved NXT and we loved our time there, but at the end of the day, we knew that our time there was done. We didn't want to go back to the past. We'd done that. We wanted to come here. The fact that Triple Triple H was willing to send them an offer is indication enough that he wants them back. For now, they are doing well in AEW. And these were wrestlers Triple H and Stephanie McMahon want back. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.